What's up? What's going on, YouTube, man? You guys already know who it is. Did you miss me? It's your boy, Sports God TV, where we talk sports like religion. If you haven't already, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button, man. Share the content, jump in the comments. Let's get it cracking. Yeah, man. I know it's been a minute, man. I miss you guys too. It's a lot to run down, man, when it comes to, the NBA draft, the free agency period, man, which been smoking hot. Yeah, man, a lot of changes going on in the NBA as far as roster movement, player movement. You know, looking forward to see how everything turns out. Obviously, with the draft, the most talked about prospect probably since LeBron James. They already given this kid the best prospect of all time type stuff. Wembayama, Victor Wembanyama, and he was drafted #1 overall in this year's draft to the San Antonio Spurs. All right, 7'3", phenom. Just looking forward to see if he can live up to the expectations of being a #1 pick, being labeled as the best prospect ever, and also, see if his game can transfer from where he played over in France to obviously the National Basketball Association. #2 was Brandon Miller out of Alabama. He went to the Charlotte Hornets. Scoot Henderson, interesting move. He's gone to Portland, which indicates that Dame Lillard wants out. He's not in for a rebuilding process. And actually, Scoot Henderson more than likely was drafted to replace Dame Lillard. And it's very known now that Dame Lillard has requested a trade, and his preferred destination is South Beach. Can you imagine Dame Lillard in Miami with Jimmy Butler and company down there, and Bam Adebayo? Actually, Gabe Vincent and Strus has rolled out, and I'll get to that in a second. But that's going to be very interesting. That was the third pick. Number 4 and 5 are two sets of set of twins from the overtime elite. You got Amen Thompson. He went to the Rockets, and then Ozar Thompson. He went to the Pistons. The 6th overall pick, it was like widely considered that Anthony Black was going to get drafted by the Wizards, but obviously the Magic seen him to get picked a little bit earlier than that, and they snatched him up at #6. Then you got Bilal Coulibaly, right? Was drafted originally by the Pacers. And the Pacers and the Washington Wizards swapped out the picks. They were right behind each other because the Wizards drafted Jarice Wallace from Houston. And so they just basically swapped picks. Coulibaly now was obviously a teammate with Wembayama, so he didn't get all the shine. He didn't average a lot of points throughout the whole season, only like 6.5 points, something like that. But if you go watch his highlights, he came in kind of balling towards the end of the season. He was having some really good games. Guy that got a 7'3" wingspan. If he developed his game, it might be a project or whatever, but the way he plays on the defense side of the ball, he kind of reminds me of a Giannis, but maybe slightly more athletic, which is hard to believe because, we're talking about Giannis Antetokounmpo, you know what I mean? But, hey, man, sky's the limit. #9 was Taylor Hendricks from UCF, and he went to the Utah Jazz. And then you got Cason Wallace from my mob, the Kentucky Wildcats. He went to the Dallas Mavericks. Now, free agency. Now, all-star point guard, NBA champion Fred VanVleet slid on over to the Houston Rockets. Obviously, the Rockets have a lot of cap space. They was looking for a savvy veteran / obviously champion to, help build that franchise back to where it is. NBA champion Bruce Brown has left the now, NBA champion Denver Nuggets. He went to the Pacers. Gabe Vincent, the undrafted point guard from the Miami Heat, which I mentioned not too long ago, has went over there with LeBron James and company in LA. Bradley Beal has rolled out from the nation's capital and has joined forces with Kevin Durant and Devin Booker, man. They got Eric Gordon as well. A lot of scoring. Going to figure out where the defense going to come from, but they surely can score. Draymond Green has stayed put in Golden State, and within that, they keep their core together. Golden State looking for Draymond Green, well-deserved, getting paid, man, getting paid the big bucks. Obviously, he's the cornerstone of that franchise, along with Steph and Clay. Kyrie Irving stayed put. He is rejoining Luka Doncic. Chris Middleton stayed put in Milwaukee. Jeremy Grant stayed put in Portland. Sabonis stayed in Sacramento. Kyle Kuzma has rejoined the Wizards along with Tyus Jones and Jordan Poole. The Golden State Warriors got rid of Jordan Poole with that trade, and the Warriors get Chris Paul because Phoenix had let Chris Paul go. He went to the Wizards. Obviously, he wasn't going to plan on staying in D.C. because Chris Paul is at the leg of his career. Interested to see how that's going to work there in Golden State with a floor general like Chris Paul. We know he can pass the rock, out there with Steph, Dre, and Clay. Derrick Rose, man, left, Memphis. Left New York and joined Memphis. Him and Marcus Smart. Surprising deal. Marcus Smart, the longtime Boston Celtic, former defensive MVP. And obviously, Derrick Rose, a former MVP as well. But he's gone to Memphis, and Ja Morant is going to be suspended for the first 25 games of the season. So, seems like they're loaded up at the point guard position. We'll see. Porzingis rolled out from D.C. and joined forces with Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown. And, Derek White presumably will be the starting point guard for the Boston Celtics. Pat Beverly has joined the Sixers. Seth Curry went to the Mavs. Chris Paul, I spoke about him. Dylan Brooks signed a deal with the Rockets as well. Russell Westbrook staying in L.A. Obi Toppin has rolled out from the New York Knicks and has gone to the Indiana Pacers. Brook Lopez stayed put in Milwaukee. Matt Strus has joined Donovan Mitchell and Darius Garland and those cats over there in Cleveland. Oladipo Victor is gone to the Thunder, and Schroeder left the Lakers and is now joining forces with the Raptors, which makes sense because Fred VanVleet is gone. And then Eric Gordon has joined the Suns to add another element of shooting. Man, what you guys think of all these moves, man? Like I said, Dame Lillard has requested a trade, and he prefer the Miami Heat. You still got James Harden out there. They're trying to work out something for him. New York is definitely a place where James Harden may want to go. That'll be interesting to see him and Brunson in the backcourt if that be the case. But we shall see, man. It's your boy, man. Sports God TV, where we talk sports like religion. And I'm out. Till the next time.